Welcome to EU Tweets of the Week. This week, there's worry over Trump's Iran decision, Europe Day prompts love for the EU mission, and people go nuts over this year's Eurovision. This week, tangerine toddler Donald Trump brought the Middle East one step closer to war by pulling out of the Iran deal. Former US Ambassador to the EU, Anthony Gardner, said the US President had made the world a far more dangerous place. So much for European efforts at flattery, he said. Mark Lyle Grant, another former ambassador from the UK to the UN, described it as a very foolish decision with no strategy or geopolitical understanding. In fact, pretty much the only one who did approve was Israel's Netanyahu. Council President Donald Tusk said the move would be discussed by EU leaders at the summit in Sofia next week, prompting Danny Kemp to point out that the Western Balkans drop even further down the agenda for next week's Western Balkans summit. Now this news fact-checked Trump's speech about the Iran deal and, buckle up people, counted one false claim every 83 seconds. 9th of May was Europe Day, and European Commission mouthpiece-in-chief Margaritis Schinas said Europe was an anchor of stability in a troubled world. Well, that's getting truer by the day. Jean-Claude Juncker marked the occasion by asking Europeans for their concerns and what they want their leaders to do about them. The Empire State Building was lit up in the European Union's flag colours, while Burly Monster decided to honour the great indomitable unifying European spirit, gin. Theresa may well need gin as well, as we remind her of this. Happy Europe Day, Theresa! And finally, the real European political infighting and backstabbing will take place this weekend in Lisbon, as the Eurovision Song Contest final takes place. If you haven't already heard all the songs, count yourselves lucky. For some unfathomable reason, Australia is somehow involved. These two car mechanics want your vote, as does this dude. Ireland qualified for the first time in years, prompting some people to lose their run of themselves entirely. Cyprus is apparently tipped to win, having come up with the best performance since this. An account called Hot Eurovision Boys takes it all very seriously, saying shame on YouTube for its geo-blocking. This goes against everything that Eurovision stands for and is even discriminatory. But Brussels' very own Mr. Eurovision, Dave Keating, proves he can multitask, writing about the Iran nuclear deal while watching the Eurovision dress rehearsal. This week we are supported by Industrial. Find out why Europe needs a pay rise during Workplace Week or follow them online. And that's it for another week. Join me again next week for more tears, fears and jeers in the Brussels bubble Twittersphere.